Hi guys, this is a tutorial on how to manually set the time on your Citizen Skyhawk or Navihawk or any other watch that uses the U600 movement such as this watch here. So for some people, their watches are unable to find a radio signal, and if that's the case you need to manually set your watch, but you can also use atomic time utilizing the internet. So the first thing you want to do is go to your web browser and put in this web address here, time.is. So it syncs and it estimates the delay based upon the speed of your internet, things like that. So I am 0.2 seconds ahead, apparently. And then it says the degree of error, the margin of error. So we're talking about fractions of a second. I don't really mind if my clock is 1 second behind or 1 second ahead. That's pretty accurate for me. This is a mistake for me. It says New South Wales time. I actually live in Queensland. So what you do is you go up here and you just put in the name of your city. So let's put in Brisbane. Brisbane time. There we go. Accurate time using a web page that uses an atomic clock. Once you've got your city up, got the exact time, I'm going to go back to the watch. So to set the time we need the mode to be in time mode. To change mode, pull out the crown 1 position and just turn it left or right till it's on time. Okay. Once it's there, you pull it out. You want to make sure that this city here represents your city. So right now, that's on Hong Kong. That's not my city. So I pull it out 1, and what I want to do is find home. I've set up a city called home, which represents my time zone of plus 10 hours of UTC. That's the UTC offset. So there we go, I found my city, home. You find whatever yours is. If you want to create a home city, I've got a tutorial video on that. It helps with people like me whose time zone of Sydney is actually different to where I actually live. So Sydney has daylight savings time, I don't, where I live. Okay, so you find your city. Once you've found your city, pull out the crown 2 positions. This is starting the manual process. It's asking, it's flashing off. That is daylight savings time. I will keep that off. If you want it on, just press the button once. We're going to leave it off. Now we press this button. We can reset the seconds here, pressing this button, but I leave that to last for the sync to the atomic clock. Press again, this is minutes. Now this time, instead of using any buttons, you use the crown. You turn it up to move up in minutes. You turn it down to move down. Once you've set the minutes, press the button here. Same thing, using the crown. And finally it asks if you want 24-hour time or 12. Whatever your preference is. Now you go back into the seconds mode. So once it's in seconds mode, this is when you can sync your time exactly to the atomic clock. Okay, so because we have a minute to spare, before we do that, I'll just show you one more thing. Some people forget how to switch cities. Let's say I want let's say on the analog hand I want a different city. I want London here. You pull out the crown 1 position, use up and down, find the city, and then you just switch it. That is how you change the analog time. Okay, we are coming up to a minute. Let's pull the crown out twice. And it's flashing seconds. Let's get it ready. Once it hits 0, pressing this button. Okay. let's look at this. Let's push the crown back in. And it looks like I'm just behind. And that's actually good because it said I was 0.2, my computer was 0.2 of a second ahead for some reason. So that's accurate enough for me. I'm happy to have time that is a fraction of a second out. That is a-okay with me. Now this watch, using its quartz movement, get a good position. This watch using its quartz movement has an accuracy of plus or minus 15 seconds a month. So once a month I would recommend just going to time.is and putting in your city, pulling the pin and just hitting the seconds when it hits the 0. That way you can rest assured that you have accurate time on your watch and it's set using an atomic clock. Hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. Let me know if you have any questions. Thanks.